Good morning, Daily Wisdom Words, friends, and family. This is Shirley Satterfield here with part two of Neil David Chan's book review. He had wanted me to read Samantha's review, her written review, in full, and I'm here to do that this morning. It's a beautiful morning here, and I'm really feeling good. Author Neil David Chan brings a spiritual, metaphysical, enlightening book to the table in this deep, meaningful book, A Higher Conversation, Another Way to Be Human. The book is written in a literal, philosophical, knowledgeable composition made up of three parts: the mind, physical body, and soul. According to Chan, most of us operate using only our mind and body without connecting to the third part of who we are, our soul. Chan believes our soul is a way to tap into many answers in life, including our physical health, answers to humanity and evolution, cure for depression, violence connected to an attachment, to separation, money, and material possessions, which absorbs the majority of our species today. Much of Chan's book, A Higher Conversation, Another Way to Be Human, uses examples from the Bible, Big Bang Theory, and history itself. Chan uses his favorite passages from the Bible as part of answers given by our ancient ancestors in the Old and New Testaments. I was in awe of Chan's gift, using analogies, acronyms, and solid, understandable examples supporting his explanation of some of life's most complex concepts when having conversations with his soul. Chan does an outstanding job painting a picture of just how powerful one of humanity's highest issues, separation, preceding a multitude of issues on a global scale, beginning with our own family unit. Chan believes and makes legitimate points back with thousands of years of history how this separation started, which has led us on a pathway of destiny, pursuing more possessions, which we do not take with us when we die. Chan suggests that without connecting with our soul, which is a choice made daily, we operate in our lives with only our body and mind. By never connecting with our own soul, the third and most integral part of who we are, begins separation from our family, leading to a separation from knowledge, which can be gained and solved in our lifetime, living a life full of peace, joy, and fulfillment. We are separated from this because of this lack of connection to our third cohesive part, our soul. Chan also makes the point of color. Simply using 6 elements of pigment based on how close we live to the equator, adjusting in lightness or darkness for our need for folic acid and vitamin D. The color of one's skin should have no impact on who we are as people and our equality shouldn't play a role either. Our color to our soul is a non issue because the soul recognizes only the language of feeling. It took me 13 hours to read this book because I found myself reading many parts of it with sheer fascination and awe in Chan's ability to provide answers to the world's most complex yet fundamental issues, starting within one's soul connected to mind and body as a whole. On a personal note, Chan's book gave answers I needed to explain more of myself and experiences I've had in the past. Because of this, I felt myself connecting to Chan's book this in a way I normally don't connect or relate when doing a book review. I want to point out that I myself have spoken to my own soul, I believe, after reading this book. I have done so without recognizing it was my soul. I simply used the word God instead of soul. This voice of feeling revealed answers until my last 10 years of disconnection from my soul without realizing I had done so. Chan's book, A Higher Conversation, Another Way to Be Human, gave me answers to the voice inside who spoke to me through feelings with answers for intellectually and spiritually meaningful questions I have asked. I immediately began receiving answers to the questions that I have asked myself in the past. Our soul speaks in a voice of feeling, which came from a voice at the time I didn't recognize. So I began tuning this voice out. Chan remarkably did the honor of having me review his book because of past personal experiences. I had moved away from the voice of my own soul years ago, not comprehending at the time what or who was speaking to me. I will now choose to move toward it because I have read this book and do believe much of what I have read in Chan's book. I was beyond impressed with Chan's ability to simplify highly debated concepts in today's world with logical answers given to him from his own conversation with his soul, which he practices connecting with over time. Tuning into his soul as we do a radio frequency, we are either reacting or creatively moving toward, depending on which illusion we operate in or our alternate realities. Chan believes our bodies are born perfect, and we even have the ability to live 400 years as our ancient ancestors did if we remain focused on a higher plane of consciousness through spiritual metaphysics. Human cells are rebuilding and multiplying constantly, and eternal life can be found through a higher level of thinking when the soul, mind, and body are operating collectively. Chan suggests we must center ourselves to connect our mind and body with our soul as one, and we do not have to do anything to get anything. Chan also states that possession, color, and separation are playing the majority role in our world today. We alternate between roles of villain and villainess, reversing those roles. After oftentimes we are creating different illusions through these roles. Illusion is sheer attachment to money, leading to division, separation, health, and aging based on ideology and human concept. Chan states we use technology that is ultimately wiping out evolution and its prime directive. According to answers Neil Chan has received from his soul, we do not have much time. We need to make changes and make them efficiently and quickly. We need to think of ourselves as part of a collective sum to connect to one another in this universe. This book is filled with so much knowledge and power, which we can find through humility and humanity, insight, vision, and wisdom, which supports a future and also envisions our future without change. John has gained insight in his world travels, finding that 6,000 plus different languages throughout the world are overrated when communicating. In fact, language again promotes separation. I have done many reviews, but few have given me the insight of Neil Chan's book, A Higher Conversation, Another Way to Be Human, in a, has revealed it in a way that I understood. This book gets a review of 5 stars for its insight, answers, alternatives offered, and simplicity in explanation to coexist as a small part of the whole world. This, the wisdom shared in this book will give answers to the fundamental questions we all ask. It is my opinion that this book therefore receives the highest honor of 5 stars. You can purchase this book now on Amazon. This is the book, and I really highly recommend it. It is a beautiful book to look at. It is really classy in its design. The language is simple. He uses simple terminology to explain very complex issues. I just highly recommend this book. I also want to recommend to the authors out there that you use our book promotion services at dailywisdomwords.com. It's a good forum to use to promote your books. Samantha will write a wonderful review for you like this. You get a video interview with me and a write-up by yours truly in my blog, The Wise Poets of the Past and Present. Samantha is an especially gifted writer, and she will do you justice. And I have the educational background and the credentials that it takes to be a literary journalist. And we are here at your service to do you much good in your writing careers. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to check this out on Amazon.com. And I'll see you next time. Bye.